Courtney wears yellow on top of the Jeep leaderboard and takes on Malia Manuel and Nikki Van Dijk. First place skips to the quarterfinals, and Courtney Conlogue, easy call as the headliner, as a past event champion, the defending champion of the Drug Aware Margaret River Pro. This is where it all started for the Californian last season when she put herself in her first ever world title race.
Yeah, and there was, just to add a little bit of pressure too, she's coming off a win at Bell's into her favorite event.
Now let's see Courtney Conlogue's form. Beautiful roundhouse. All smooth on that open face hook. It's starting to open up, the rocks are approaching, and she will just try to sneak in a top turn before it goes dry. Rosie liked it. You saw the reaction there from the ski. And she tries to control the start of this heat. It's a theme that you hear coaches talk about, surfers saying they want to get on the best waves. With 3 surfers out there, what's the major challenge, Potts, of controlling the start?
Well, it's a peak situation, so you've got to try and find yourself right in the middle of that peak. Courtney, nice little cover up there to kick things off. Looks like she's riding a little bit of a step-up board as well. And then finishes, almost finished off nicely there, 6.33. She backed it up with a 4.50 right here, third in line for priority. So I love this cutback. Just sets that rail, drives it off, and then bangs it right off the top. So good surfing here from Courtney just to get things going. She's got the girls already in a combo situation, Joe, the first 2 waves.
So impressive start for Courtney Conlogue, a 6.33 on her opener, a 4.5 on her last. So got a quick barrel and a decent number for it, then a 4.5 on a smaller wave. Didn't have to worry about priority and already putting pressure on Malia Manuel and Nikki Van Dijk. More waves on the way here. Now setting this one up. Nikki with priority will let Malia Manuel dig in. Surfer from Kauai setting up her forehand whip. Nice clean carve off the top, total control. Little wrapping turn and now generating some speed on the inside. She'll look over her shoulder for the pocket. You see all that churning on the rocks. She'll keep a high line, avoids it, and creates a finish.
Wow. It's one of the first times we've seen a surfer go around those rocks and not land on them. So Malia looking fired up. She needs a 10.84, so that's 2 waves required for Malia to get herself up into that first place. That little wave's going to give her some confidence though.
Beautiful start from Malia Manuel. Underneath the priority, let's take a look here.
Yeah, scratching to get in this one. Nice off the bottom, off the top combo. Just setting that rail, getting those fins engaged. Just trying to get a wave under her belt here to build that momentum as well. Now she sort of makes her way around that rock section. So nice surfing there from Malia just to kick things off. It's not going to be a huge score, Joe, but she's on the board and back in the heat.
So great matchup. Malia Manuel, now world number 8 coming into this contest, still just 22, from a beautiful island of Kauai. Qualified early, had success early, landed a cover shot at Trans World Surf a long time ago. She was always so radical at a young age and had a crazy sparring crew to battle with every weekend. Women like Carissa Moore, Lessa Quizon, Coco Ho, they'd see every weekend as kids. Now we see this dominant Hawaiian contingent on the top 17.
This is going to be a crazy year, Joe. We've got Courtney Conlogue in the mix as well. Here we go.
Now making a move, Nikki Van Dijk. Blow tail, ends up throwing it away. So a slow start for the Victorian. Malia Manuel opens with a 5.33, Conlogue 6.33 as her top number. So Manuel's putting herself in a position to fight back. Nikki Van Dijk's had some crazy heats this season. She had put a lot of pressure on Stephanie Gilmore on the Gold Coast. Carissa had won Snapper, won Bells, and almost won this event. And Courtney changed things around with her back-to-back wins. Conlogue's now up. An aggressive first turn in the pocket. Big wind-up for that frontside wrap. Another slash off that lip line, fitting in multiple maneuvers and kicks out right in front of the rocks. Great execution from our world number 1, Courtney Conlogue. She's been getting her scores in different ways. You can tell how comfortable she is over that dry section. She's the first one to tell us that she will save her board at all costs. She'll bounce off that thing.
Yeah.
She's got a bit of magic under her feet. She's going to hang on to it.
And that's exactly what she has. She's got some magic under her feet from Tim Stamps. There's numbers right there, Joe. Ranked number 1, 23 years of age. She's got that number 11 on her back with that yellow jersey. I love that attack mode she's in. She's so aggressive when it comes to riding main break here at Margaret River. Last year riding, I think it was a 7-0 even on certain days, and she was absolutely dominating. Nice solid set wave here. Got into that wave nice and easily. That's what I like about it. That first turn was just set up by the bottom turn. And now she just does all this beautiful rail work through the inside, a little bit more aggressive on that turn right there. And deciding to kick out. So smart move right there from Courtney. It's going to be her best wave. Watch this first turn. Look how she stands nice and tall. Now she compresses, puts that hand on the face of the wave just to sort of pivot off, and then leans back into this one and just pushes on that back foot, extending that back leg right there. Throwing a lot of spray. Courtney with some power that is hard to match.
More waves on the way. Looks like Malia Manuel in a perfect position to set up that forehand carve. Great first turn for the Hawaiian. Lip line wrap as she extends that second maneuver. Now the bottom drops out. She likes to hang in there for a long time, and that didn't give her an end section to work with. Malia trying to hunt down an 8-point ride to take the lead off Conlogue. And last of Courtney, a 7.0 as she keeps improving. Meanwhile, Nikki is the one that's trying to get the roll going, a 1 and a .67. We've seen that happen in the last heat where Sally just sort of dominated, just taking the best waves. Are there enough sets for all three surfers this morning, Potts?
Well, I think it comes down to the whole priority situation. I think we saw, you know, maybe some mistakes on using the priority on the wrong wave, wiping out, and then handing it to your opponent, and then all of a sudden those good ones do come through. But this is a definite step in the right direction for Malia. Look at that beautiful turn right there. Aggressive yet elegant at the same time. Another nice flowing maneuver. So Malia on her way to a good score. As you said, just not giving up on that one. Right onto that flat reef. So on the merit of that first turn from Malia, that's going to be a great score.
When it was absolutely pumping and solid. We're kind of going back to that Winky Pop heat again, Potts. How did you see it going down, Malia versus Steph? I love those debates on the desk when those close heats go down. Served such a solid heat, never looked like losing. Off and running into the quarterfinals and setting up this forehand carve is Nikki Van Dijk. Nikki ends up grabbing a rail on that second turn and she'll go down. So it's been a sleepy start this morning for Nikki, a 1.0, .67. Trying to find a rhythm quickly here. Good news for her, she's got a lot of time. It's non-elimination format. Back when this round was created, the whole idea was to let them kind of breathe a little bit, let them go for major moves. But it also became critical to make sure you're winning to skip that round 4. Nikki Van Dijk is now familiar with the system. She's had a couple solid seasons on the championship tour.
Yep.
She's had that Australian Surfer of the Year honor multiple times. As we now transition back to the woman on top of the Jeep leaderboard, Courtney Conlogue under the lip hook. Always loves to try to get barreled, and she'll just go to a layback hack out the back. It's fun seeing a wave there that still had the wall well in front of the bricks.
16 minutes and 20 remaining. Let's have a look right now. Nice solid wave here. She gets nice and low. I love that little double pump right there. Didn't quite connect properly on that first turn, and then right there just hooking into that layback snap. So the bulk of the points coming from that last turn from Courtney. So important to get that first turn on this wave. That's where all the points are going to come from.
Very interesting. I love this world title talk, and we never can get it early enough. I like to break it down after the first heat sometimes because it's all comes into the equation at the end of the year. This is Nikki Van Dijk throwing the tail high, almost pulling off a radical re-entry. It's something she's been wanting to bring to the top stage for the last couple years. We saw her doing that was so radical at Manly, the Australian Open. It was actually after her heat. Grab rail, blow tail, nose pick. It was insane. It was like on a 1-foot wave as well. Next wave is going to go to Courtney Conlogue. Backhand option. Big snap to start. World number 1 jams it. What a connection she's got on this lineup. She'll airdrop again as she ollies off the roof. Rosie
Wow.
touching on the comfort factor and rhythm she has. Now she's got this magical connection with the main break. Everything's going her way.
That was insane. That was a great wave right there from Courtney. 3 solid turns on a very tricky wave. So Courtney, that obviously that longer board is, she's looking so comfortable, Joe, just leaning into those turns off the bottom, hooking it under the lip. Let's have a look at this left again here. Malia Manuel with priority decide to let this one go. Courtney drives off the bottom. Just beautiful rotation off the top. Nice clean surfing from her, and I love this last turn right here where she critical snap and then just that air drop there. That front foot slid just a little bit, but Courtney came out of that one. The body language tells me she liked that, Joe. That is going to be a good score for her.
So impressive to see her taking over the tour this season. Checking out the main break left, which we almost thought was going to be more of an option yesterday. Definitely came into account, but that left really opened up with some gems throughout the day yesterday.
Yeah, it did. You know, it was almost like we didn't see a lot of them, but the ones we did see ended up being keepers. And that's exactly what has happened with Courtney's last ride.
And we got to see this early signs of brilliance for Courtney. It was all about charging and big surf. This is Manuel now looking for an 8.04 for the win. Front side carve, taps that end section. An awkward landing, she'll go down.
And what I've noticed this morning, Joe, if your timing's just a little bit off, it just seems like that you tend to try and oversurf the wave, maybe try a little bit too much.
We've seen her have great moments down on the Gold Coast, probably the best surfing we've seen from any of the women this year, and then she's kind of fallen off the back of the radar as far as her confidence goes. How's she feeling today?
Yeah, she's feeling really good. She's been doing some really good free surf. I feel like she would be great if she can make that 3 women's heat, because she didn't win one this year. So it would be great for her. She's feeling great, and looking for this one, yeah, for sure.
Well, she looks super focused, warming up on the exercise bike, really like kind of laser beams out. She was yesterday, you know, kind of lighthearted, walking around with that smile today. She looks pretty intent on winning some heats.
Yeah, she really wants to win that 3 women's heat, because she didn't win one this year, and maybe she's gonna have to surf like 2 or 3 hits today. So yeah, she's really focused right now.
Well, there you go, boys. Some focused athletes down here. Matthias handling these ladies.
Thank you very much, Strider. Matthias Mellum absolutely rips, and he is such a good guy to talk to behind the scenes. Always mellow. He gets excited at the right times, sparks their energy. And Bianca Buitendag, also Stephanie Gilmore, will be ready to throw down some heat. Gilmore looking to improve on her 3-woman heats, to try to just skip that round and get right into the quarterfinals. And also you think about Bianca Buitendag, probably something they were working on. Yesterday she had a challenging heat and had to pick it up at the back end.
Yeah, Nikki Van Dijk, while we're talking to Matthias, this was Nikki's wave there. Nice opening turn, but then missed that section. So Nikki's timing just a little bit off out here this morning. She's in a combo situation, needing 15.34. Malia Manuel using her priority on this one. There's that trademark snap. And then that wave runs away, so pulling through the back. Both those scores aren't really going to affect the situation. So Courtney Conlogue with that 8.33 on the left, and I guarantee you Bianca is going to be keeping a very close eye on those lefts, Joe.
Now taking a look from the sky, potential left-hand option. Nikki Van Dijk holds back. You can see how beautiful this region is of Margaret River. When you're surfing out the back, you can see everything under you. It's crystal clear. There's a lot of plants and vegetation that are just unique to this area. Malia up and out. Now backside carve for Van Dijk. Checking out the main break left. That one's just opening up and running down without her. Still combo. Nikki's last a 3.67. Way before that a 3.43. We saw the struggle in the last heat as well. There's kind of been one surfer running away with it. It was Fitzgibbons in the first heat. And now it's Conlogue in this one. And we'll see if that continues to be the same with Carissa Moore coming up next, and then Tyler Wright at the top of the charts in round 3 heat number 4.
You know what, Joe? It seems to me like the surfer that gets out the blocks quick seems to control the heat. Courtney with that 6.33 right in the beginning. It put her in good rhythm. It put her out the back when the sets came through, backed it up with a 7, and then dropped that 8.33 on the left. Taking into consideration that 8.33 was done underneath priority. Malia had priority, sort of let that go. Courtney capitalised. Nikki Van Dijk trying to do the same thing, but this wave not cooperating. So it takes a certain kind of wave to get a big score on the left. Obviously not every single one of them is going to be the one, but Margaret River, it's a beautiful part of the world, and these morning conditions are absolutely perfect. So good to see the Commissioner Jessie Malidai deciding to roll the dice for the women. This heat comes to a close, and Courtney Conlogue keeps her dream run alive, Joe.
Just a little bit too late on this wave for Nikki Van Dijk, as she'll regroup for round 4, which will be a one-on-one matchup. And the woman on top of the Jeep leaderboard, #1 in the world, Courtney Conlogue, hasn't dropped a round 3 matchup, hasn't missed a quarterfinal series, and she'll be moving on as the favorite to defend her title here at Margaret River.